Then tell Kim to come with the forklift, put it in the back of the truck.
I looked at this little shirt. I was trying to figure out what that little thing would be. I'm trying to figure out what it's supposed to look like.
Ain't no telling.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a lot.
You think it's your lawnmower got 20 horsepower?
Yeah, about 18 pounds more.
I don't have 2,500 pounds, got 6 horsepower.
Sir, good to see you. Y'all got a whole lot of stuff cooking right here.
We got it. You won't go away me hungry.
That's good. That's what we're talking about. All right. Yes, sir.
Good to see you. There you go right here, Donald. We ready for you right here, buddy. I'm going to leave this right here and then stay there.
You know what I got to do first?
Are you ready for it?
Yeah.
If you ready, I'm ready. I mean, we're going to go slow.
My turn. Put this on mic. 480. 480, but down to 450. It's sold for 422. Really? I lived there all my life. I never knew upstairs on thing. Where it comes from, north and east. I don't know. You got to pick up trucks and a ragged car. Yo. Over square body Chevrolet.
All the definitions. Still the I got the but I'd already.
Do you still want me to tally? No. Yeah. Yes, sir. We did. Okay, so I'm switching them out to them be $5.
Yeah, make it look good.
There you go. But I don't want to read them. Yeah, I don't. They can be friends. But she thinks she's a chicken, I think, because she lives with the chicken. Yeah. Because they're literally, I begged her not to have them today. Yeah, please, because it's her first one. I really would prefer to be here, please. She was out eating and stuff, so I don't think she was. But, I don't know. I wanted one that we can start out on our own. We got it from somewhere. Okay. Okay.
I mean, because you don't have to, I don't have to register them. Because you're not but if I don't register.
Hey, we'll get his eyes. Look at the eyes. Look at the eyes.
You kind of like the old.
I had her for less than 2 hours. And she was already, I already had her.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Bought it. And they moved everything like combine and factory. Because every year Daddy had every spring, Daddy would take and order a bunch of stuff and we'd go to Richmond with a big truck and load up all kinds of stuff. Whatever, factory combines, everything. To the box. Kept it under the shelf for years and years after we couldn't use it.
Yeah, I got a.
But when it got to the point, both trailers about that. Big trailer.
They were Lewis brothers with those big sides on them.
I'm gonna limit it to taking out alcohol. But we're gonna try to find more places to spend.
Right.
But there was no more.
Hey Reed, they're trying to lay an egg, buddy. I'd leave them alone. They're in there hiding, trying to lay an egg.
I said, baby, I said, I'll get you.
They don't include chips. Oh yeah?
If it's not, I'll cover it.
Your name?
My name is Michael Moore, and my friend Rob Slaughter and I have come together to have a mission under the title of Feed the Hungry Farm. We want to be able to provide fresh fruits and vegetables to people that are needy and people that don't have the opportunity to grow them themselves. So our main emphasis is going to be providing food banks with fresh vegetables.
And where do you get those?
Well, we grow them here on the property at the Heritage Foundation in the field behind us back here, which we can go over and take a look at in just a few minutes if you like.
Yes.
And an example of what we do is these are our first crop of onions. These are called candy onions out of Texas. And it's like a Vidalia onion, but sweeter, I think, from what I've told. But they grow very large and
My wife
ample.
says they are.
Yes, they are. Yeah. So as a charity, we we do it without any compensation, so we look for volunteers. There was a gentleman here just a minute ago that was talking with me about a church that's willing to come and help us with the harvest. So we have a volunteer sign-up sheet, and I've gotten a few volunteers today. We're calling them Feed the Hungry Harvesters. So in conjunction with that, we're reaching out to different organizations to kind of help us when the time comes. And when they do come and help us, we're going to allow them to take some with them. As
Do you have many that come to you for food?
we have had, in fact, this past Thursday, we had a young lady that came, knew that we had, that we had planted and were looking to harvest, and she asked us if we could assist her in her ministry, where she feeds people on Sunday afternoons out of her garage. She cooks, and so we gave her about 20 or 25 onions, and that's all we have right now that's ready for the harvest. But yeah,
There is a great need.
There is a need.
Great need. This is your first day at this?
Yes, this is our first year. We just came together. My friend Rob and I have been on missions together to Haiti. I've been there 11 times, and we had an organization there that we've been supporting, and we both moved to Edenton, and just recently. So we decided we wanted to do something to help the local community and to give us a mission. We have a heart for helping people, and so we wanted to do this. So we just started in January. We have a high tunnel, a greenhouse up already, and we have a field that's completely planted right now with everything that you can possibly imagine for your table. Peppers and tomatoes and corn and cantaloupes, watermelons, onions, of course, and we're going to put some okra in probably next week. So.
Well, what we'd like to do is go down there, and if you don't mind, we'll go down there and get the field in the background. Let's talk a little bit more about the organization.
Okay.
Okay. And your name?
My name is Robert Slaughter.
Robert Slaughter, and you're with Feed the Hungry Farm.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Which this is a part of it.
This is
this part right here.
This is the farm.
This is the farm.
This is the farm. Do you want me to talk here, or
yes.
You want to look at you then?
Yes, we're using.
Okay.
So. Now this is your first year.
Yes, sir.
Of the farm, of actually having a farm.
Yes, so this is the first year. We just started earlier in the year.
Okay. What all do you have out here?
Well, we have onions over here. We have green beans here. That's a little bit of butter beans. That's a little bit of field peas. Then we've got tomatoes, and then we've got peppers. We've got cantaloupes and honeydew melons, and I'm getting ready to plant some watermelons. A little late, but that's what we're getting ready to do.
Okay.
Down there, that stuff is on plastic, and this part is not.
Yeah, I was asking him earlier, what's under the plastic? Normally, from where I am, when we see plastic out there like that, it's strawberries.
Right.
In the spring when they're protecting them.
Right. Well, it's the same concept. This is under each row of plastic is a drip irrigation tape. And so we fertilize through the drip irrigation tape. And we've got a machine that lays the plastic and the tape at the same time, and a separate machine that injects it into the irrigation system.
Okay.
So that's how we do that. That's the strawberry farmers, I'm sure, are doing it a lot in a little more sophisticated manner, but that's the same kind of idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when do you anticipate your first crop coming off?
Well, the onions are fairly close, within a few weeks. We're just going to keep watching them. Then will come the green beans, and then the rest after that.
After that.
Yeah. So.
And you are based here in Edenton?
My wife and I live in Edenton. We have a house in Edenton. We also have I have an office in Edenton and an office in Virginia. So we keep a little apartment in Norfolk. But yeah, our residence is Edenton. Yes,
okay.
Sir. Yes, sir.
And your business is what?
I'm a lawyer.
Lawyer, okay.
This is I'm trying to juggle the times, but
I can imagine.
So obviously my clients have to come first, but I come out here and just do the best I can to keep up with it. Michael Moore is a huge help. He's retired, and he's very handy and great for this, and so we're pleased to do this. The idea is to feed some hungry people by providing food to the food bank. That's the whole concept.
And you're just giving back.
Yes, sir.
That's basically what it is. You're giving back.
Well,
trying to.
The Lord is with us, and we're trying to do that. We're trying to. That's exactly what we're trying to do.
And that's all that's expected of us, is to try.
That's what we're doing. And we've made some mistakes, and we'll continue to make mistakes. We learn from our mistakes, and hopefully we can build on this, and it'll get better and better.
Good. Well, this is a fine organization right here.
Of course.
I had known some of these people from several years ago when there was another part in Edenton, and they sort of, I don't know exactly what happened. I'm not from here, but then when they named it Heritage Association and started this, when they got this building. It was either 3 or 4 years ago. We were here for the dedication of it, and we've been to each one since then.
Well,
and each year, like this one here, it just gets larger.
right. Well,
So-
and Joe Goodwin of this organization has been a huge help, and he's very supportive. We haven't paid a penny of rent for this, and he's out here helping us. He's helped in so many ways and so supportive, and we're grateful to him.
Good. Well, this has been very interesting to see what you're doing, learning more about it, and seeing what they are doing, you know, that they're a part of.
Right. Well, and the school here is supportive also.
Yes, it is.
For us, I mean, and
Yes.
the kids have been out here planting
Oh,
onions.
they have?
They have planted onions back in earlier in the spring. They have.
What better way to keep them out of trouble?
That's right.
Well, we appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you again.
Well, thank you. Yes,
Thank
sir.
you, Rob.
Appreciate it.
What's the name of your farm?
Sproul Conservation Farm just became a conservation easement last December. It was a donation by Jack Sproul, who is right here and here, and it's his family farm, and it's close to Mackey's. It's on the Sound, on the Albemarle Sound, 110 acres, and he donated it to the Peanut Factory, which is a nonprofit organization in Edenton on Batham Road, which is a sort of different organization. It was about arts and culture, artist residency programs. And so it is now also owns and manages the Sproul Farm. So we're also very involved in environmental causes and sustainable agriculture. The mission of the farm is research, education, and access. So it's still an active farm. 65 acres are used for soybeans or corn by a farmer who lives very close by.
Which he rotates
Yes.
each year.
Yep, he rotates. And then there's a huge community garden, which we also are starting to grow vegetables in this year. And there's 10 acres of trails that's on the waterfront as well, and then 3 campsites right by the Sound, which I have a picture of. I'll show you in a few minutes.
Okay.
So
Are you aware of what's the garden back here?
I have not seen it. I will have to check it out.
The gentleman over in that corner there, we're
Okay.
going to do him next. He's out of Virginia Beach.
Wow.
But he, in fact, it's Feed the Hungry, I believe it is. It's the
probably
name
the
of
food
it.
bank. We also get food. We have a certificate over here. We gave 2,000 pounds of food to the food bank last year. And that was mostly the community garden by Cliff Purvis right here. He had extra, so we coordinated that with the food bank.
Wow.
So.
Would you take us through this?
Sure. So the magazine is called Going Green, and it's out of Wilmington. The author of this article is Marina Ritchie, who just won the Burroughs Prize. The Burroughs Prize is the same award that Rachel Carson got. So Marina just wrote a book on kingfisher birds. So she's an environmental writer. So she's describing Jack and how he inherited the farm from his family and decided over 10 years ago to give the farm to a nonprofit that would maintain it for the generations for access, research, education, and access. And he could never find someone. So finally, over the last 6 years, my husband and I, with the Peanut Factory, we've been volunteering there. We've become sort of the lead volunteers, maintaining trails, adding trails, and so forth. So we stepped up in 2022 and we said, well, maybe the Peanut Factory could receive this donation. And he agreed. So we did some amendments with our mission to incorporate environmental issues in agriculture. And so these are pictures at the farm. Here's the waterfront trail, which has beautiful old cypress trees. Here's the location on the Sound. It's community focused. These are some university students helping with planting a few years ago. The trails are all named for African Americans who worked on the farm over the years. This is the way Jack is recognizing the contributions made to the farm. That Cliff's father may have worked on the farm, but the main families that worked on the farm were the Nixon family. So most of the Nixon-Wilkins family. So these trail signs usually have Nixon or Wilkins names on them. And they're all named for people who've passed away, except for one trail. The Shoreline Trail is named for Bobby Wilkins, who's still living, and he cuts the grass there. So these are different Nixon family members. Here's Thomas Nixon, who farmed it up until he passed away 10 years ago or so. Here's some other people visiting. We've got a researcher, a professor from Elizabeth City State University is doing a drone air quality research study at the farm. There's also another 10 acres on the other side of Roper, which is untouched forest along the creek in there. And so that may stay forest just for bird watchers and just to walk a trail and enjoy the beautiful trees. So one of the things he's most proud of is that it has old growth forest on it. Those trees, there's some trees in there that are, 150 or more years old, big ones. And that's what he's really proud of saving. Because planting trees is great. We hear a lot about planting trees. But one old 100-year-old tree gives back so much more to the environment than, I don't know how many, but many young trees. You can't even compare it. So the best way to save the environment is actually protecting old growth trees. So that's part of Jack's big mission. He's very involved in saving the forests. Shall we come over here? So part of the farm has a fig orchard.
You may go ahead.
There are over 50 fig trees. It's like the biggest fig orchard for many hundreds of miles around. It's a certified naturally grown fig orchard, which is sort of an alternate, it's organic. That's a sort of like it being organic certified. And there's over 25 different varieties, because for the last 15 years, Jack has been trading fig trees with different people, looking for different types. So we decided last year to start a fig festival. So we're going to have the second one on August 11th, so people can come and test and taste different types of figs. We'll have a bake-off, so we'll have a judge there. We're working on another chef for this year. Oh, wow. And we hope to have some music this year, so we'll see what we can get ready. So please, here, take this. Okay, great. So that's on the 11th. And these are made from last year's figs by Kelly at Sweet Reasons Farm, which is right down 32 here. So everything we're selling here today goes for maintaining the farm and all the costs that are associated with it. The peanuts get donated from our wonderful local Jimbo's Jumbos to help our cause as well. And over here we've got a couple of other things for sale. This is just the costs of making photocopies. This is Bob Sproul. He's a cousin of Jack Sproul, and it's a fantastic little chapters, vignettes of memories in Mackey's Ferry, talking about how it's just fantastic. And even if it helps if you know the area, but even if you don't, it's fun to read it.
That's actually basically our story.
That's gonna be
yes, that's free. Please take one.
Yeah.
Here we've got a circa 1912 photograph in Chowan County. That is Jack Sproul, the donor. That's his father. These would be his uncles, and that's his grandfather. That's Big Papa. That's with the peanut picker they had at the time. You can see the poles and the peanuts drying behind them. If Jack can figure out where this is in Chowan County, whose land this is, he'd be over the moon. So if anyone who sees this, if you recognize the property, the people, or anything, because only a year or two later, Big Papa got a loan to buy the Sproul farm over in Roper, and they came back across, and then they spent the rest of their life in the Roper area. But for a while there, he was a sharecropper in Chowan County. He already had like 9 kids, ranging in ages, like the old families used to. And then this peanut picker would have been replaced, as this is an early one, with different kinds. The last peanut picker they had was certainly bigger than this one, and it is presently in a museum in Wilmington, and I forget the name of it. It's like a 19th century house that they've preserved, and then buildings in the back, and they made a special building in 1999 for agricultural history. They were looking for a peanut picker because it was an old peanut farm. Somehow they found Jack's mother, who would have been his future wife, who was a widow at the time. They said, "We heard you have an old peanut picker on your property. Would you like to donate it?" She was like, so she asked her son, and he said, "Yeah, it looks legitimate, donate it." We're so glad they donated it because the same barn it had been in got destroyed in Hurricane Isabel. So just last month we were in Wilmington, and we went to the museum and we got to see the peanut picker, and it's in great shape. It's in an air-conditioned building, so it's fantastic. Over here, so at the peanut factory, as I said, we're an art and culture community program. We have artists in residence. This week we have Deborah Fries, who is a poet and artist. She's coming this week. She's going to do a poetry workshop next Saturday with a poetry reading in the evening and reception. She'll come back again in September and do a workshop on monoprints. She's a painter and makes monoprints. So this is, like to share the news about that. So that takes place in Edenton at the peanut factory.